Okay, for those of you requesting a quick video on this VelossaTech BigMouth, I just thought I'd do a quick, easier explanation than typing. So if you take a look, this is my VelossaTech BigMouth. Got the molten orange closest color with the black. If you look, you cannot quite see in there, but it does go up through the radiator shroud. As people have said, that's part of the instructions. You need to cut it in order to get there. As you move upwards, this upper cowl is what we're talking about that many people have had to cut. When you try to place the bumper cover back on, I left mine attached. So when you try to put the bumper back on itself, a lot of people had trouble with this pin right here beside your headlight due to the shape of the VelossaTech BigMouth underneath of this cowl. So mine actually went back down and the pin was able to go right back in. There was no issue whatsoever with that. Though I know some people's pin, this was unable to go lower. So it was sitting about here. If you do apply heat to this area here, the BigMouth actually only touches this side. So if you apply the heat using your heat gun, that would be best. I don't know if you could do it with a hairdryer, but I use a heat gun. I left this pin in, applied the heat so that it could form down. That's what people have done. If this didn't go in, mine went in, but the bumper itself in this area, you could tell near the light, was actually a little bit raised, and this front piece was being pushed out by the BigMouth. So what I did is I applied heat all here and to this front part here, left this pin in, and I applied the pressure here on the front of the bumper. If you go to the Ford symbol to the right, apply the heat downwards. This whole piece sort of reformed and allowed the bumper to drop back down so that it could have the perfectly clean line with the hood when the hood is back down. So this is what we're talking about with the no extra required cutting. As you can see, the OEM cowl looks pretty good, matched up to somebody else's. You might be able to tell it's a little bit higher, but otherwise that is what they're talking about. When you reinstall the bumper, if you leave this on, like I did, you're either going to get this one to go or you're not, and if not, then you can bring it down with heat. You can see a couple little divots here once I had heated and pressed down, and that's about the only difference between that and stock. So once again, that's how she fits. And I'll just drop my hood here. So with the hood down, the original bumper problem is across here. So with my hood down, this line itself was actually closer here. And from the bottom angles, you can see that it was sort of, you could see it was sort of higher, but now it's used a little bit of heat, pushed it back down, and it's all good to go. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about installing the VelossaTech BigMouth without having any cutting and just using your heat gun. Hope that helps.